Well, Dublin had to go into today's replay without Charlie Redmond and Neil Guyton, but that meant a recall for an old favourite in the navy and blue. Our commentator for what was always going to promise to be an absorbing replay between these two Leinster rivals was Ger Canning, and joining him this afternoon, Jack O'Shea.
Barney Rock is the replacement for Charlie Redmond, who broke down in training on Thursday night last, while Donald McCarthy comes in for the luckless Niall Guyton. This means that there are now 4 changes in the team from that which started 7 days ago. Paul Bealin comes into midfield to link up with Dave Foran. Rock and McCarthy start in the half-forward line, while Kieran Duff is listed at left corner forward. As expected, provincial champions Meath also make a couple of positional switches following their fine second-half showing on Sunday last. Sean Kelly remains in midfield, with PJ Gillick retaining the full forward berth and Tommy Dowd redeployed at left half-forward. Undoubtedly, Liam Hayes takes much of the credit for Meath's recovery in the drawn match, which kept the county's hopes alive of a 5th Leinster title in 6 years, which is just one of the reasons why Dublin opted to move Dave Foran back into midfield following the largely unsuccessful experiment of playing him in attack last week. Well, one thing which hasn't changed is the referee, and that is Tommy Howard from Kildare. And likewise, the wind hasn't changed. There's a wind factor once again here this afternoon, as Dublin, playing against it, have an opening here with Vinnie Murphy looking for their opening score. It really is one that they would have wished to take. Many positional switches I can tell you about in the Dublin attack. Barney Rock, for instance, has gone onto the 40. Jack Sheedy playing top of the right, and Donald McCarthy, as expected, is operating at top of the left. And it is Kieran Duff against Kevin Foley, renewing acquaintances over on the left wing. Paul Bealin here, winning himself the free just inside the Dublin 65-metre line. That breeze, Jack O'Shea, very considerable one.
Yeah, it's a very strong breeze out there today. I think Meath would have to press home a 5 or 6 points half-time lead for that win to be to their advantage. But Dublin have started well, and Vinnie Murphy had a good chance there.
So it's Ferguson against Jack Sheedy as Keith Barr winds himself up for this free. Didn't hit it all that well, didn't get much elevation into it. The foul in any case by David Beggy on Eamon Heary. That's the angle confronting Keith Barr, kicking into the wind. Again, not much height in it, in towards Barney Rock. Struggling to contain it, doing well, turning against Harnan. And Dublin have kicked their second wide. You'd normally be putting the life savings on Barney Rock to have hit that one over from a very favourable position. Jack Sheedy firing in the ammunition towards Vinnie Murphy. Murphy there being restrained by Mick Lyons, and it's still Vinnie Murphy, and the referee has signalled that it's a free out. The Dublin fans appealing for a penalty. Lyons had to be disciplined that time against Vinnie Murphy, and in the end Tommy Howard, somewhat controversial referee in last week's 70 minutes match, gives the free out to Meath. Vinnie Murphy shaking the head ruefully. Yet another Dublin free kick. And Barney Rock has come out the field, just outside the 45-metre line. Struck well, nicely delivered. The opening score, and Barney is the scorer. From a good distance out, about 48 metres out. And Rock the scorer, a scorer who've 2 goals and 3 points in the last Meath Dublin Championship replay. That was back in 1983. Colm O'Rourke, a fine fetch. Hayes was looking for it. Pass delivered in towards Bernard Flynn, seeking to put Meath on level terms. Got their first scoring chance and they put it over the bar. The economical Bernard Flynn, his first point of the day. Carr picked up towards Donald McCarthy, dropped by Robbie O'Mar. McCarthy again, kicking into the wind, and he's kicked it outside. The 4th wide now for Dublin. Dropped by Dave Foran, but he recovers well. Heary. Low inside, cut out by Kevin Foley. Harnan. Down towards Bernard Flynn, fisted down by Mick Deegan, and Keith Barr, tripped by Colm O'Rourke.
Yeah, we've seen instant here with Keith Barr getting the ball and Cormac in very strongly. Last week as well, Cullen went in very hard on the Dublin half-back line every time they gained possession and stopped up their play.
So it's the recovered Keith Barr who takes the free. Well, normally he belts them in. Granted, the wind is against him, but they haven't been hit all that well so far in this match. Beggy carrying it forward. Transferred by Gillick to Beggy. Scoring chance here for David Beggy from 13 metres out. Hit raspingly over the crossbar. Well, Meath, by my book, have had 2 chances so far. One for Bernard Flynn, one for David Beggy, and they've taken both. Kelly and Beelan. Martin O'Connell, who went off injured in the drawn fixture. PJ Gillick trying to contain that one. Instead, it's Brian Stafford against Mick Kennedy. In need of support, getting it from PJ Gillick. Hit across, and 2 Meath players getting him on another's way. The referee's whistle had sounded before Gillick picked that one up and drove it over the bar. It doesn't count. It's going to be a free in for Meath. Brian Stafford, scorer of a goal and 4 points last week, on a day when his free taking was below his usual high standards, and he's curled this one in delightfully. So Meath now building up their lead after Dublin made the better start. Cut out here by Liam Hayes, man of the match last week. And the trip is going to result in a free kick being awarded, or is it? The referee says that the wrong man took the free from the hands, hence it's going to be a throw ball. Flynn just holding it up, and Martin O'Connell has gone through the gap, and there's a player loose inside, and that's Gillick, and there's a goal chance here. John O'Leary let him there, and Gillick has hit it over the bar. The goalkeeper decided not to concede the penalty, did his bit to block that one, but PJ Gillick knows he should have scored a Meath goal. Instead, it's 4 points to 1.
PJ Gillick will be very disappointed here. Great run by Martin O'Connell into PJ Gillick. Got a chance to round John O'Leary here. John O'Leary thought did very well, but PJ will be disappointed he didn't keep that ball down.
Paul Beelan touches it out. Beggy back around his own half-back line, and there's a push and a free into Dublin in a very kickable position for Barney Rock. So Barney appreciating this side need points to stay well in touch. He got there first and only point from a free, and now he's got the second. Well, he can hit them from any angle. Always worth his place in this Dublin team, and always a big favourite for the fans up there on the hill. Liam Hayes coming to challenge with Dave Ford, and both of them missing it. Hayes going in with the man in the centre there, Colin O'Rourke, and a real pile-up of bodies. And again, Tommy Howard well positioned to see what's happening. And for the 3rd time in the game, he's deciding to throw the ball in, not allowing anything to develop. Foran looking for some space. Hit hopefully forward towards Donald McCarthy, covered out by Robbie O'Malley. Malley is held, and McCarthy throws out the right hand, and the referee is reaching for the notebook. First hint of a foul of a serious nature, and Tommy Howard takes the name of Donald McCarthy, a former star minor. Picked up a bad knee injury shortly after that, and then stepped into the Dublin seniors. This the incident again, Jack?
Yeah, we see Robbie O'Malley here. Donald McCarthy was intent not to let him play the ball. Very close fist, a very hard tackle.
Liam Hayes took up a good position. Kelly has gone forward, and he taps it high, and they put it over the bar. The midfielders combined beautifully that time as Hayes supplied the pass inside for Sean Kelly, his first score, and now just 3 between them.
This all stemmed from a good bit of work by PJ Gillick out in the wind. Liam Hayes loves to go forward, picked up a good position, found Sean Kelly, and I suppose quite rightly took his point. The goal wasn't really on at that stage.
Vinnie Murphy. Taken quickly by Mick Lyons. Comes off Tommy Carr's chest, down to the waiting Colm O'Rourke. Hit hopefully towards Brian Stafford. Gathered by Mick Kennedy, a foul on Colm O'Rourke, and a free from the 20-metre line. Well, O'Rourke, the one who set all that up with a good run forward, ends up being taken to ground. And so Brian Stafford in a position that he's been in so often in the past. Charlie Redmond and Mick Galvin, two injured players who couldn't play in this fixture. Well, not leaving too much margin for error, just inside that left-hand post, his second point. So now the gap has widened to 4 points. Jack Sheedy just touched that one on, but took it away from the run of Barney Rock. Instead it's Terry Ferguson. Well, he overcarried. There can't have been too much in that one. Well, this game, of course, is the opposite to last week in one sense, in that then it was Dublin who built up the comfortable first half lead, and Meath had to claw their way back into the match. Today it's going to be a reverse situation. Kieran Duff. Beelan is under it. Martin O'Connell there with Curran coming in. Paul Beelan. Good raking ball across towards Vinnie Murphy. Gathered with some difficulty in the Meath defence, trying to close him down. Might just leave a gap for Kieran Duff to exploit. Peary coming belting forward. Now Jack Sheedy. But 40 metres out. Dublin being forced back. Barr against David Beggy. Good defence by David Beggy, but he trips Keith Barr. But he did well initially to come out and close down the move that Dublin were building up. Dublin will be in no particular hurry to take these frees. They'll be building for a good second half performance in particular, hoping to be as near as possible to Meath at the end of 35 minutes. So the angle confronting Barney Rock. He's Dublin's only scorer, and both of those have come from frees, and now you can make that a third. Justifying his selection, which was a late selection made yesterday. Six points to 3 at half-time. Meath the leaders, but is that sufficient? We were making out that perhaps a lead of 4 or 5 points would be required. Dublin in a happy enough position, but Barney Rock their only scorer, 3 points from frees, and so 3 between them at half-time. It makes for an intriguing second half. As we say, Meath leading at half-time by 6 points to 3. The wind, if anything, has freshened a little at the start of this second half. Remember, it's now supporting Dublin as Sean Kelly tries to hit that one forward towards Bernard Flynn, operating despite the number 15 on the right-hand side up front. Kieran Duff. Paul Beelan seemed to elbow into the back of David Beggy as he released that ball. Again, it's hit hopefully forward, and that, Jack, was the story by and large of the first half. Possession in midfield for Dublin, but that final pass was quite inaccurate.
Yeah, Dublin are doing very well around the middle of the field. Jack Sheedy is coming out to help out, winning a lot of balls, but as I said in the first half, they're knocking that ball hopefully forward rather than trying to create some play or some scoring chances.
Hayes going up with that one. Beelan likewise, and Beelan commits the foul. Well aware, I think, of the second half performance put in by Liam Hayes last Sunday. Paddy Cullen. And the referee's going to throw the ball in yet again. Martin O'Connell, the free taker. Drops down to David Beggy. Hayes calling for it. And Colm O'Rourke tackled hard by Keith Barr. And the referee reaching for the notebook. Barr protesting his innocence. But he will become the second Dublin player to have his name recorded in Tommy Hard's notebook.
Yeah, we see this here again. Liam Hayes controlled the ball well, Colm O'Rourke, and this time it's Keith Barr who lunges in very heavy. Colm and Keith have been involved in a lot of the heavy tackling in the first half, and here Keith committed a foul on Colm.
Brian Stafford watching that ball coming back towards him. Such is the strength of the breeze. Some holding inside. So it's now really up to Dublin. They have the initiative, they certainly have the wind, and they're bound to have a lot of possession. Phelan racing forward, head high, held by Liam Hayes, and Barney Rock ready to take the free as Liam Hayes just indicating his displeasure to referee Tommy Howard. Once again, play broken up repeatedly, even at the start of this second half, with free after free. Rock, point number 4 for the afternoon. All of them from place balls, but now there's just 2 points between the teams. Colm O'Rourke coming deep for it. Kelly, clean catch. A lot of the clean catching in the first half was coming from the Dublin midfielders, but they didn't make much use of it. Keith Barr wanting an advantage of 13 metres. Disappointed Sean Kelly. Well, this is a fair distance out, even for a predator like Barney Rock. So the expert free taker going for a score, tailing towards the left, held in there splendidly. McCarthy trying to play that ball inside, looking for some support, getting it from Eamon Heary, a wing back who likes to go forward, and he's struck it over the bar, or has he? Yes, off the crossbar and over. There's the bare minimum between them. The Leinster champions are in real trouble against the league champions. Heary's first point, a real star. The Dublin fans saluting that kick, and it's 6 points to 5.
Yeah, there's a great point from Eamon Heary, a real team lifting point. I think now Meath at this stage needs someone to storm into Liam Hayes like he did last week, to storm into the game in the middle of the field and start winning possession for them, because they're in trouble at this stage. Here we see the replay, a good ball out by Donald McCarthy. Eamon Heary, no other thing on his mind, just to shoot for the point, a great score.
Gillick sees that one fisted away by Mick Deegan. Tommy Carr took a good position, but was fouled by PJ Gillick after he played the ball away, and Ferguson is wondering why the free has been awarded. It's because of a late challenge. The late challenge by PJ Gillick puts further pressure on the Meath backs. So Barney Rock will come and kick this one. Certainly getting a lot of practice this afternoon to fine-tune his free-taking. And he's put it over the bar for the equaliser. Barney Rock kicks another beauty from a huge distance out. And all because of indiscipline at the other end of the field. Barney presented with that golden opportunity to tie up the match, and only 8 minutes gone in the second half. Well, we were saying it's looking ominous for Meath. Dublin with 3 points in the second half so quickly, and that will take a lot of pressure off them. O'Rourke against Keith Barr. Colm O'Rourke with the fine catch. Towards Brian Stafford, taken away from him by Bernard Flynn. Against Tommy Carr. A little solo run forward. Nice control by Bernard Flynn, but going slightly away from goal. Closed down by McKennedy. Heary away, only as far as Brian Stafford. On his left-hand side, booting it in. Fisted by Gillick. Fisted by Kelly indeed, not Gillick. Barney Rock has that one fisted away by Terry Ferguson. The shoulder by Liam Harnan on Jack Sheedy. Martin O'Connell. Well, this is a real test now for the defending Leinster champions. last year's beaten All-Ireland finalists. And it'll be a great test of character. And as we said, I think, last week, they have certain leaders in their team out there in the park who can make it happen for them. People like Colm O'Rourke and Bernard Flynn and Brian Stafford as well. O'Rourke beaten on this occasion by Tommy Carr. Well, the Meath forward line can ill afford to give away frees like that.
Yeah, Tommy Carr has played a very good game today for Dublin. I think last week he had a lot of trouble with Tommy Dow, but today he seems to be on top.
Curran racing away down that right-hand side, despite the attentions of Martin O'Connell. Oh, he takes a late challenge that time to the face by Liam Hayes, and the referee has spotted it. That ball is fisted, but it's going to be a free from the 13-metre line. A very good decision by Tommy Howard. He saw that late challenge there on Curran as he got around Martin O'Connell initially. And watch for the tackle coming in from Liam Hayes.
Yeah, here we see Paul Curran, but a very high and dangerous tackle by Liam Hayes. Paul Curran got rid of the ball. Meath have conceded one score already, and this is a very good scoring chance for Dublin from two very stupid tackles, really, because the ball really wasn't to any advantage to Dublin.
Well, it should be a mere formality for Barney Rock as Curran is back on his feet. A strong youngster. And they're really dancing jigs of joy already up on Hill 16. So this to give Dublin the lead. That is Angle. It's 7-6. Meath failing to score so far in the second half, which is now 11 minutes old. It's been all Dublin, and Barney Rock has kicked 6 of their 7 points. Here he can't hold it. Colm O'Rourke trying to drive this team forward. The referee blows the whistle. Beggy was taking it from the hands. He wouldn't have been the player to take it in any case. So it's Brian Stafford with this chance of kicking Meath on level terms. 40 metres out. Ordinarily he would be well able to hit this one over the bar, but with the strength of the wind it's going to be a difficult kick, as the referee has gone behind the goal to once again consult with one of his umpires. He's making more use of the umpires this week than he did last week, and he's now inviting Tommy Dowd and Mick Kennedy to come across to him. There he is on the corner of the screen there. So Kennedy and Dowd, the latest players to have their names taken. The wind makes it tail away. Meath missed 5 frees so far in this game, and the double substitution is happening with John McDermott in and Colm Coyle, and the players who are making their way off are Tommy Dowd, and the other player going off is Liam Harnan. Harnan is taken off. I cannot remember Liam Harnan taking off a Meath team in the past. Dowd also one of the heroes of last Sunday. So it's all change for Meath. Crisis time. 7 points to 6. Dublin the leaders. Jack Sheedy hitting this one across. High. Terrible angle and just outside. He wasn't too far away. And this is his second championship match. Gillick. John McDermott has come in around the half-forward line, and Colm Coyle is left half back, with Terry Ferguson having got into centre half. Bernard Flynn challenging inside there, and John O'Leary is the one who takes that ball out. The referee has blown the whistle. The Dublin defenders going in to question his decision here. And it's going to be an ordinary free in, it seems, from the 13-metre line. So it seems that John O'Leary may well have picked that one up outside the small square, and hence the free. Stafford takes his opportunity to put them back level again. His third point, and that's Meath's first point of the second half, and it's taken 18 minutes to produce. So a drizzly afternoon here at Croke Park, and 7 each. For Paddy Cullen watching what is the 50th free of this match. There's a quarter of an hour remaining. Meath 7 points, Dublin 7 points. Nicely taken inside. Phelan lets it behind, he's fouled, and it's a free in. Terry Ferguson incensed by that decision, giving the referee a very vexed look. Phelan, the one who made the fetch inside. The referee saw the foul, and so Barney Rock has a chance to tag on what would be his 7th point of the afternoon and restore Dublin's advantage. So wind assisted. It should be an easy one for Barney, and that it is. The expert free taker. So confirmation that it's Dublin leading by 8-7.
Just one thing here, this is where I think Dublin have been found wanting in the past. Somebody to steer the way from here on in. They have the game within their grasp, but now they need a leader.
A little bit of self-belief required as well. Paul Clarke, it seems, is ready to come into the action. The player who was dropped following last week's game, but had been playing right throughout the league and championship last year. Watches now as PJ Gillick in the position where he kicked the point, the equalising score last week. This time feeding it forward to Bernard Flynn, taking the return. Dangerous situation, he's flicked it over the bar with the fist. PJ Gillick taking his 2nd point, and so the sides level once more. Third time the sides have been level.
Here we have this as PJ Gillick, a bit unsure not to shoot himself, but Bernard Flynn takes it into the corner, knows he's in a hopeless position, gives the ball back out to PJ Gillick, and good thinking by PJ to fist that ball over when he couldn't get a chance to kick it.
Terry Ferguson, meanwhile, switched inside to David Beggy. And Navan O'Mahony's man trying to engineer a free kick. The Dublin backs grouping well, referee Tommy Howard well positioned. Bernard Flynn again, this time against Kieran Walsh. And a little bit slippery following the drizzle we've had. Fed in from Gillick to Colm O'Rourke, and O'Rourke's put it over the bar, and Meath are in front, having led at half-time by 6 points to 3, having seen that lead whittled away, having been brought back level on 3 occasions. The Leinster champions go back in front again, and it's the great-hearted Colm O'Rourke who's done it for them. 9 points to 8, 8.5 minutes to go, and Jerry Hargan is in the Dublin team. He's gone in place of Mick Kennedy. Kieran Walsh has gone to the left-hand side.
This is a great ball back from here from Bernard Flynn to PJ Gillick, who found Colm O'Rourke, and no better man to get the score when it's very badly needed. Unlike last week, he missed a few good chances, but today that's a very, very important score for Meath.
Robbie O'Malley in difficulty. Paul Clarke, the substitute, driving it over defiantly. And I think pointing out at the same time to the Dublin selectors that he has plenty to offer when in form. His first point, an invaluable one at that. Level for the 4th time in the game.
Yeah, this was a great run here by Eamon Healy, a good ball, a bit of purpose in that delivery. Robbie O'Malley unlucky not to hold it, but Paul Clarke ran onto the break, steadied himself, picked his angle, and a beautiful throw.
Clarke's got it again in midfield against another substitute, Colm Coyle. In towards Kieran Duff. We haven't had a goal in the match so far. I wonder, is there one yet? Brilliantly blocked down, but it still runs on towards Donald McCarthy. Martin O'Connell trying to block his path to goal. Robbie O'Malley well positioned as well. Support required. Jack Sheedy coming in, and the referee saw the foul by Martin O'Connell on Jack Sheedy. O'Connell going in there to have words with the referee, but he's totally nonplussed by it all.
Yeah, I think Martin actually handled the ball on the ground at that time. I'd say that was the foul more than fouling anybody. I think he put his hand on the ball while he was on the ground.
So once again, it's Barney Rock. Outside of the boot on this occasion. Same result. Dublin leading by 1. Jack Sheedy made his senior debut last year. Super catch against 5 Meath men, and one of them was David Beggy. Got by 2 challenges, and the referee did not allow him an advantage. Well, when you're playing against the wind like this, you really need those advantages, but they might have something yet, because the Dublin marking was very slack. Here he's late in getting in there with a telling challenge on David Beggy. Clark trying to get goal side as well, likewise Jack Sheedy, half blocked it down. Meath needing the score to bring this match back to equality. Colm O'Rourke went by, and Keith Barkin only laughed at the decision. A smiling expression on his face, but not one bit pleased. It's presented Brian Stafford with another chance. This about 25-26 metres out. A blustery wind which is now blowing away to his left-hand side, but in spite of that, he stuck to his task, and these teams are level again. Inseparable after 70 minutes last week, and now inseparable after 62, a little bit more minutes of this week, of this particular game. It's Jack Sheedy who takes up a great position just behind him. Was he fouled by Martin O'Connell? The referee says play on. O'Malley taking it. The jeering from the Dublin fans because they thought there was a late foul that time on Jack Sheedy, but the referee didn't see it like that. And right now there's a Dublin forward down injured, Vinnie Murphy. Robbie O'Malley, I think, going in there to say to Vinnie, get on the feet fairly quickly, and this is not rather nice at all. Dr. Pat O'Neill there trying to attend to the injured player, and now we have the ugly sight of players trying to push away officials in to treat what one assumes is a bona fide injury. Let's take a look at this once again. Was he fouled?
Yeah, we're seeing Mick Lyons here giving the short arm back to Vinnie Murphy. Quite rightly, I think this has to be penalised, you know, because the ball really was covered by Robbie O'Malley. No need to give away a stupid free, and rightly Tommy Howe should give Dublin a free in here, and could be vital to the end of the match.
Well spotted by Tommy Howard, who takes the name. So now we have 5 bookings in all. That compares with 6 last week. And Lyons has been sent off. Meath are down to 14 players, with the game tied up at 10 points each, and just a minute and 15 seconds remaining. The long, lonely walk for Mick Lyons for that foul on Vinnie Murphy. Well, to judge by the reaction of the Meath players initially, I think they were unhappy that there was a foul in the first place when Vinnie went down. But the camera certainly seemed to show a short-arm tackle. The referee penalised it, and the result, a dismissal. We're now inside the last minute. Colm Coyle for 14-man Meath. They'll be hoping just to take it into extra time. Kieran Walsh, stopped by Martin O'Connell. Meath needing to hold possession now and not give it away like this. Dave Foran belts it into space towards Kieran Dopp. The jump of the ball there, well judged by Kevin Foley. David Beggy selling a dummy to Paul Beelan. Trying to go forward to go round. Kieran Walsh. This is the substitute, John McDermott. Match tied up, remember. Jack Sheedy again takes up a great position. That's the second time he's made a magnificent run back to intercept and to make a good clearance. Keith Barr, we're in injury time. If there's to be a winner now, it's to come at the time at the discretion of the referee for stoppages. Martin O'Connell, David Beggy. Meath certainly showing the appetite. Great character as well. Deegan, well positioned. Carr taking it from him. Terry Ferguson. Kieran Duff. Over a half a minute of injury time being played. And two Dublin players going forward. And in the end, it's Colm Coyle who gathers as they get in one another's way. It's an amazing miss. That should surely have been a score for Dublin at the other end. A cool head was required and a little patience. Colm O'Rourke has held it up. Fouled by Keith Barr. And Terry Ferguson was waiting for it to come his way. Meath really stretched at the back. It's Vinnie Murphy against Martin O'Connell. Murphy has got it. Oh, it's stopped by McQuillan. Murphy again a second chance. The defence having to be disciplined, not concede anything. It spills loose, and it's come out to Colm Coyle again. He's been fouled. That is an amazing sequence of events. McQuillan is a definite hero after all of that. A fine save, standing his ground in the second minute of injury time. A dramatic finale to the end of the 70 minutes. And that, I think, is all there is. Tommy Howard signals the end of the 70 minutes. And just as in 1983, it has to go to a half an hour's extra time. But Dublin had the match there to be taken for the winner at the very end. But that shot came back off the goalkeeper. At the end of the 70 minutes, the scoreline reads Dublin 10 points, Meath 10 points, and Barney Rock scored 8 of Dublin's 10 points. So a whole new ball game and 15 players each at the start of extra time. Kevin Foley takes the challenge from Dave Foran. Kieran Walsh. And back there we saw Jerry Hargan against Brian Stafford. Ball touched on the ground. Paul Beelan, who impressed from time to time in that 70-minute match which we've just seen. Keith Barr belting it forward, well fetched. John McDermott, the substitute, he's left it behind to Vinnie Murphy. Kieran Duff trying to engineer the first score in injury time, or in extra time I should say, and Kieran Duff gets his first point of the afternoon. So Dublin take the lead in the opening 2 minutes of extra time. Bernard Flynn, Meath with the advantage of the wind. Hit inside to David Beggy, trying to go round, and it's hit inside brilliantly by David Beggy. An instant response by Meath. The first goal of the match, and David Beggy is the goal scorer. He got by Kieran Walsh and hit it in beautifully into the top corner. John O'Leary powerless to deny him. So Meath ahead by 2 points.
We saw it came from a great kick up on McQuillan, eluded midfield. Bernard Flynn picked the ball up, a tremendous ball into David Beggy, sidestepped his man brilliantly and put it away. Great goal. Yeah, we see this goal again. Again, David Beggy with tremendous speed that David has, a great sidestep, and John O'Leary no chance. Tremendous goal.
Kieran Walsh. Great block down by Sean Kelly. Expert timing. Tommy Carr trying to make it his. Kieran Walsh instead for Dublin. Martin O'Connell coming waiting from his half-back position. Jersey was tugged as he was hitting that ball away. Sean Kelly, the player on the ground. And it's Keith Barr who commits the foul. Kelly reeling in agony.
Here we see Sean Kelly and Keith Barr coming across very high. There's a lot of high tackling going on today. Those tackles shouldn't be allowed in the game, and I think Keith Barr was very lucky there to escape.
The kick by Stafford, nicely on its way. He's kicked 4 or 5 points now, all of them coming from frees. So a goal between the teams. Dave Foran against Liam Hayes. Hayes, who was not given the chance to shine in this match, has happened in the second half last Sunday. So Barney Rock going across to take the free, coming up to 10 minutes gone now in the first period of extra time. Dublin with just 1 point to show for extra time so far, that at the very start of this half. Wind into Barney's face. Liam Harnan in, there is a goal! It's a goal, and Jack Sheedy is the goal scorer from Barney Rock's free kick. Martin O'Connell goes in to question that with the umpire, but Jack Sheedy got the fist to it. A magnificent goal against the wind. Well, it's the kind of break that Dublin needed. Here now. Sides on level terms, remember, 1-11 apiece. Robbie O'Malley is fouled. It's going to be a Meath free out. And now it's getting heated over there once more. And Robbie O'Malley just telling Martin O'Connell to cool down a little. Kieran Duff, the player on the ground. The notebook out once again. Meath, who lost a player in normal time, but are back to the full complement for this extra time period. Well, the lecture, it seems, will be sufficient. So Meath 1-11, Dublin 1-11. And that great goal by Jack Sheedy, the reward of a very fine, expertly taken free by Barney Rock, curled in brilliantly. And this, roughly the same situation again. Will it be a case of déjà vu?
Yeah, that was a tremendous goal for Dublin. I wonder how much the loss of Mick Lyons in there at that stage was cause for that goal, because Mick is usually commanding in those positions. In the Meath square, nobody commanded the ball. Jack Sheedy got up and punched it tremendously to the net.
Once again it's curled in, Vinnie Murphy racing in, dropped by Harnan, and the referee whistles up the play for a foul inside there by one of the Dublin forwards, Kieran Duff. The player is on the ground. Free's taken quickly again, but too quickly. Terry Ferguson had picked it up. Tommy Hard wants it back. Well, we saw in the 70 minutes that Tommy Hart had to keep a very, very tight rein on this match to stop it from exploding. And from time to time in the second section of the game, the extra time period, it seems that the referee really will have to have his wits about him to ensure that the game concludes in a satisfactory way. Here's the goal once again by Jack Sheedy.
Yeah, we see a good free in here from Barney Rock. Martin O'Connell seemed to be the Meath defender that should have gone to that ball. But again, 2 or 3 Meath defenders in on top of him. Jack Sheedy came in, tremendous punch to the net.
Kieran Duff, pushed by Sean Kelly. Referee not taking the option of allowing an advantage to accrue. And about a minute of this first period of extra time still to be played. Barney Rock, who kicked 8 frees in the opening 70 minutes. Off the post and down to Robbie O'Malley. Recovers, trying to make his clearance, fouled by Kieran Duff. Well, it was a good piece of anticipation by Robbie O'Malley. who hadn't looked at his sharpest in the match last weekend. Brendan Riley has now been brought in to the Meath team, and going off is Sean Kelly. The end of the first period of extra time, and they're still level. 2 goals in that period. The first by David Beggy after a magnificent run forward, and the second by Jack Sheedy, a fisted goal, and they're level with 15 minutes still to go. I think, Jack, that was a very good point that you made there about the loss of Mick Lyons. You really wonder whether or not that goal would have gone in for Jack Sheedy had he been in there.
Yeah, you know, Mick is such a commanding player, especially in front of goal, and maybe the calls just weren't right, but 2 or 3 Meath players went into the square. Jack Sheedy came in with pace and speed, and his fist seemed to get to the ball and put it to the net. But I think at this stage, Ger, it's which team wants to win most, which team can dig down most. You know, everything is level. It's all beginning again, and I don't think you could pick a winner at this stage, but it's whichever team or whichever player gets the game now by the scruff of the neck.
John McDermott now in midfield with Liam Hayes. Jack Sheedy in there with Dave Foran. Level at the moment, 1-11 apiece, and the replay date, if they were to finish level at the end of 15 minutes, would be next Saturday. So we'd have the Saturday game rather than the Sunday game. Barney Rock. Beautifully forward for Donald McCarthy. He's failed to score so far. Doing his piece of pushing on Robbie O'Malley. Referee wants the free taken again. A little bit pedantic perhaps, but he wants to lay down the law, as he's done so from the start of the match, which was now an hour and 45 minutes ago. Brendan Riley. Well, his first piece of action, and Keith Barr has taken a cramp right beside Brendan Riley. Yes, the limbs now particularly weary, all the hard training, and it really is quite a dogfight. Heary belting it in, touched on, Martin O'Connell waiting, Ferguson reacting quickly, Liam Hayes, cut out by Heary on its way towards Gillick. Colm Coyle under it over there. Drops down to Kieran Duff. Paul Curran denied. Terry Ferguson really looks busy. Brendan Riley once again stopped by Paul Curran. Well, the nature of the game this afternoon and also last Sunday, like so many other Dublin Meath matches, thus far shalt thou go and no further. Keith Barr and John McDermott. Barney Rock kicks it down to Vinnie Murphy. Dublin looking for the first score of the second period of extra time. Colm Coyle was holding off Paul Clark. McQuillan seemed rooted to his line, and Barr suffering from a further bout of cramp.
Here we see a ball coming in here. Vinnie Murphy, beautifully taken by Vinnie Murphy. Turned onto his left foot, shook off the defenders, but really miskicked the ball. But Michael McQuillan didn't really seem to know very much about it. Just give him the post and went wide.
Well, an aggregate crowd of 110,000 people have watched this contest between Meath and Dublin so far. Just over 50,000 last week, just over 60,000 this afternoon. And in spite of the stop-start nature of the game, such is the great rivalry between the counties, and if this were to be replayed next Saturday, they'd have no difficulty getting another 60 in here to Croke Park. But can one or other of them muster a winning score? Will it be Bernard Flynn for Meath? The little snapshot, wide of its target. We haven't had a score in the second period of extra time. At the end of the first half of the game, it was 6 points to 3 in favour of Meath. 10 points each at the end of 70 minutes. At the end of an additional 15, it was 1-11 each. And the referee has now been suffering the effects of it all. And a little bit of cramp, I think, by referee Tommy Howard. I think, Jack, our voices are beginning to go as well.
No, Joe, I think we'll have to get a cup of tea at this stage. I think that this game has seen everything. The game never really took off, never came to life. You know, we've had stops and starts and too many frees, but everybody out there suffering from cramp at the moment, and I think, Joe, you must be suffering from cramp as well.
So Tommy Howard has discarded the laces, the bands, to hold up the stockings on a very tiring afternoon. We're just 1 minute short of the end of the tie. And it's picked up here by Dublin's Ray Holland. Fed forward. Barney Rock. Can he get the winner? It's blocked. A real mad scramble for it, and the ball is touched on the ground. Ray Holland, the player who touched it. And Colm O'Rourke, that great wise head, saying to Martin O'Connell, slow it down. There's no need to rush. If we can get a point and win the game in what is the last minute of extra time, well and good. 129 minutes of a match so far. On my watch, the referee blew up about 20 seconds early, but who cares? There was no score in the second period of extra time. There was a lot of drama, and they meet again here on Saturday. It ends in a dramatic and at times very eventful first round Leinster Championship match, with the sides all tied up.
Will be announced by the Leinster Council tomorrow night.
And it now finishes with a finishing score of Meath 111, Dublin 111. They meet again. Will it be third time lucky?
Very tough, very, very tough. As per usual, very close. I think it indicated in the second period of extra time, when there was no score, just how much probably the defences were on top on either side. And not a whole lot different from last Sunday, and here we go around the Mulberry Bush again.
How weary are you at this stage?
Not too bad. I think because of the fact that Dublin were involved in the latter stages of the National League, they possibly are a little bit more leg weary. But because of the fact that we had no competitive matches since March, since the last time we played them in March, we weren't too bad, and I think it showed a little bit out there today. Dublin became a little bit more tired as the game went on.
You had the game for the taking, hadn't you?
In normal time, we had the game for the taking. Vinny probably could have took a point, but that's the way it goes. We should have had one before that. You know? I think, especially with the wind, I think we were just waiting to pull away, and we just couldn't manage it. Meath are a good, hard, battling team, and they're good season campaigners. They weren't going to let us claw 3 or 4 points in front.
What about that goal that was set up by Barney Rock?
Yes, normally it's just leave Vinny in the square, but like we were under a bit of pressure at the time, so I took up position on the far side of the square, gave myself a bit of a run in, and it just landed perfectly. And myself and Jack Sheedy went up. I think like I came over the top of Jack, and it was all fists in the air, and like I just looked up and I was in the back of the net. I think Jack came out fairly confident it was his, but I'll challenge you on that one Tuesday night.
I would say this is definitely one of us are going to have to lose the next time. And it's just a damn shame that has to be in the first round of the championship.
And you could keep coming over from Edinburgh for the rest of the summer?
Well, I will be. Anyway, no doubt. It could be the club or the county, but I would hate to have to put all this work in and get beaten at the end of the day, so we'll have to put in more effort the next time.
I think both teams in the end came off with maybe a healthier respect for each other than they had at any time in the past. And I would hope that that sort of respect will show through in the next match.
So that's what the players thought of another typical Dublin-Meath encounter. But what do today's statistics tell us? Well, with the game going into extra time, the referee played a total of 101 minutes and 52 seconds. However, with so many frees and injuries, the ball was in actual play for only 35.5 minutes. Well, with so much at stake, it's no wonder that the game was so tight, and this accounted for the high number of frees conceded by both sides, a total of 84 in all. Dublin conceding 43 against Meath's 41. Surprisingly, both sides gave away more of their frees when playing with the wind. Well, if Dublin had the ace card in Barney Rock's free-taking, Meath would certainly rue the number of frees that they missed during the game. And finally, while the teams were level on the scoreboard, Dublin can certainly claim superiority at midfield, where they gained clean possession on 10 occasions to Meath's 5. Well, it may not have been classic football, but for sheer excitement, you really couldn't top it. And although Ger Canning was told otherwise, it appears that we'll now have to wait until tomorrow night's special meeting of the Leinster Council to see when the next instalment will be. Well, when the dust had settled at Croke Park and Jack O'Shea had a chance to draw his breath, Ger Canning asked him what he made of it all.
Yeah, a very tiring afternoon for all the players, I'm sure. I felt the game never really sparked off the way we were expected to. I felt early on that Dublin won an awful lot of ball around the middle of the field against the wind, got the ball into good scoring positions, but they fluffed a few good chances, which I thought were vital for them, playing against the breeze to get a good start in the early start. Meath, on the other hand, I felt got a few very good scores from a limited amount of possession coming into them. But overall, Meath never, I felt, dominated the game like they did last week. They never stormed into the game. Liam Hayes didn't come into the game as he did last week and control the middle of the field. So, I think the game was in the hinge right up to the end. I think there's a fair result on the day that both teams get to fight another day, because I'm sure that both teams missed several good chances and they're delighted to get a chance.
Indeed, towards the end of normal time, Vinnie Murphy in particular had a couple of good chances.
Yeah, Vinnie had a very good chance, very close to the end of the match. I think himself and Paul Clark had a mix-up first, and then after that Vinnie got away with a little push on Martin O'Connell and got inside him. Had a good chance of taking a point that would have won the game for Dublin, but opted for the goal instead, and it was a great save by Michael McQuillan at the time. But overall I felt, the game was a bit tentative. I felt that there was a lot of high tackling here and there. I felt that, that was punished fairly well by Tommy Howard.
So it goes to a third match and goes on and on and on. Do you see any likelihood of a resolution next time around?
I think we'll have to go to a penalty shootout or get every player to take a free or something. But, I suppose it's good in a way. I think that once a team, until a team gets the upper hand, the contest is good like that. But I felt today the game was a bit better than last week. And I'm sure that both teams will get a bit of homework done. And I hope they get a week or two to rest up. And I'm sure they'll give a big, great return when they come back.
OK, Jack, and so to the Telecom Éireann Man of the Match award for this week. Who's it to be this week?
Well, there was a few players. I thought Jack Sheedy played very well for Dublin. I thought Terry Ferguson had a great game for me right throughout. But overall, I felt the man that made the most impression in the game and that helped Dublin in a big way is Barney Rock.
OK, Barney, in you come. Congratulations to you.
Yes, Barney Rock, our Telecom Éireann Man of the Match from the Croke Park game, proving himself as deadly accurate as he ever was from the place ball. Congratulations to Barney. Up north, there was also important champion